Hello, this is Andrew, and this is a set of WTB Riddler 700c gravel tires. This is the tire that I am going to replace the giant crosscut tire that came on my Revolt 2. Hopefully you've seen the first installment of the project. Hopefully, and I expect that I'm going to save a lot of weight with this tire versus the giant tire. Part of that also is that I intend to run these tubeless, which should save about 100 grams because the tube that I put in that right now is 155 something, I think. And I expect to put in about 100 milliliters of sealant plus, 6-8 grams for the tubeless valve. So it should add up to a pretty significant saving with whatever this is versus the giant tire, which of course, now let's pull our scale in here. Make sure it zeroes out. And I took off this heavy piece of cardboard and this bit of plastic zip tie just so we can get a more accurate weight. And we have 426.8, which is almost 220 grams difference. 219 maybe. I'll put the math up here, which is massive, a massive difference. And I expect that given the tread of the tire, let's just focus on that a little bit, that this will be exactly the kind of tire that I want, which is something that'll do well for mixed road-ish kind of riding with light to moderate gravel riding. There aren't any trails super close to where I live, so I'd have to ride out there, and I wouldn't want to run like a serious like mountain bike type tire while I was doing that. I want something. It's also a little bit thinner, which is why I went with a 37 instead of like a 40 or 45, which should fit on the bike. But this should be a good compromise tire, nice and light. Should be rolling fast with plenty of grip on the sides for cornering and that sort of stuff. But that's something we'll have to test, and I will definitely let you know. Tire went on super easy, just like all the rims I've tried to put this Riddler on. It goes on really easy, so I'm going to go ahead and mount it up. Let's get the widths of this tire. Actually, let me put it down a little bit because I like to get these. So that's close enough. I usually do this at 50 psi just to see what we get. So here we go. That's 36.1 and $33.6. So finishing up on these WTB Riddler 37c gravel tires. I think that they are a fantastic all-round gravel tire. They're really supple, they roll really well, they're a little bit better on the road than the Pan Racer mud tires that I reviewed a while ago, but that's to be expected. It's not a massive difference, but you do feel the suppleness of this tire more. And I was actually surprised how well they do in the mud. So I chose the Riddlers today because I didn't expect it to be this muddy, but as you can see, there are certainly sections out here which are very, very wet. And you can see here from the tires that they're not doing a great job of shedding mud, but they're still doing much better than I expected. I haven't lost traction to the point where I've had to get off the bike yet. As long as I keep the momentum going and I keep the wheel spinning, I usually do pretty okay. Obviously, a mud tire does better than they do, but I never ran. I chose the wrong tire a few times, and I never was let down by these. But I probably wouldn't, if I knew it was muddy, I probably wouldn't choose them to go out. But they're great for these kinds of conditions. where the trail is mostly dry, but then there are segments where you've got no choice but to ride through a bit of slop. So, all in, I love them. They're great tires. I would definitely recommend them if you have one tire and you can only have one tire. I think this should be it. Hopefully you found that useful. If you did, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop any questions or comments below, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thanks.